Hi, and welcome back to the Ziggy Zone. It's February, which means one of my favorite events is about to take place. No, not Valentine's Day, but All-Star Weekend. This year, New York City will be hosting the big weekend. Both Brooklyn and Manhattan, the Barclays Center and Madison Square Gardens, is where the weekend's festivities will take place. I, for one, am very excited. I don't think we've seen this before. Two cities or two different arenas hosting it. On Sunday, the big game will take place at MSG, though. Now, about the All-Star lineup. It's a bit interesting. There were some names on the list that I expected and some names not on the list that I expected. So, real quickly, we're going to give you a recap of the roster for both the East and the West. And then we'll talk about some points of those who I feel like are missing. So, surprisingly, the East has a lot of All-Stars. They're actually packed with a whole bunch of All-Stars, probably more than I think anybody anticipated, especially me, with the East being such a very bad conference. So, on the East, we have Carmelo Anthony. He represents the Knicks, which is very good. I talked about this before about Carmelo playing for All-Star and how it makes sense for him to be there since the All-Star game will be at Madison Square Gardens and he's a Knick. So, Carmelo Anthony, LeBron James, he's back with Cleveland. Pau Gasol, he went from the West to the East because he's with the Bulls now. John Wall of the Wizards. Kyle Lowry of the Raptors. Chris Bosh, the Heat. That was a surprise. I wasn't anticipating Chris Bosh. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Al Horford of the Hawks. Kyrie Irving of the Cavaliers. Paul Millsap, he's of the Hawks. Jeff Teague, the Hawks. And Dwayne Wade, the Heat. So much to many of our surprise, the Hawks have a lot of people in the All-Star this year. Moving over to the West, we have Blake Griffin, the Clippers, Marc Gasol of the Grizzlies. So both Mark and Pau will be in the All-Star, but they'll be on opposite teams now. So good for them. Kobe Bryant, but he's not playing. He's injured, torn something with his shoulder, broke it. I think he's done for the season. He should just probably hang it up in general. It's time for Kobe to retire. Shh, don't tell him I said that. Anthony Davis of the Pelicans. Stephen Curry. I'm going to call him Wardell. Love the name Wardell. It's just such a strong name. Wardell. LaMarcus Aldridge of the Trailblazers. DeMarcus Cousins from the Sacramento Kings. Tim Duncan from the San Antonio Spurs. Kevin Durant from the Thunder. James Harden from the Rockets. Chris Paul from the Clippers. Klay Thompson, whoop whoop, from the Warriors. So we got the Splash Brothers there. Finally, the Warriors is being recognized for all of their greatness. And then Russell Westbrook. I forgot to mention that Mike Budenholzer from the Hawks will be the coach for the East, and that Steve Kerr, the head coach for the Warriors, will be coaching the West. Now, for the players that didn't make All-Star this year, and maybe should have. We all know that All-Stars is basically a popularity contest, so, who's who. Obviously, you need to have some sort of performance. You probably need to be on a winning team, obviously. However, guys like Kemba Walker, I'm like, out of Charlotte. Would have thought he was there. He, came in the league, a lot of energy, a lot of energy behind him, so I was surprised to see that he wasn't there. Kevin Love, perhaps going to Cleveland wasn't the best thing for him. He's out of the All-Stars. I believe he's been there when he was in Minnesota quite often. So it's kind of ironic to not see him there, but that's what happens when you go from West to East. I think the Minnesota was in the West. Yeah, that's true. West. Paul Pierce, he's a little bit older. I think he's with the Wizards. But still, that's a name that you sort of say, oh, All-Star. KG. He's still in the league. Why isn't he there? KG's been a bit of a jerk this year, so I'm not surprised that he's not. But still, KG, that's a staple. It's like, he has to be there. Derrick Rose, no, he has leg troubles, arm troubles, knee troubles, foot troubles, toe troubles, pinky troubles, earaches. We know that Derrick Rose has some issues, but nonetheless, it's still D Rose. His name still draws, so you would assume that someone like Derrick Rose would be in the All-Star. So it's quite interesting to not see his name there either. And then Joakim Noah. Personally, I love his messy bun. Oh my gosh, he has like the best messy bun ever. Like, I have, in the history of messy buns, Joakim Noah has like the perfect messy bun. Like, I just want to hold his messy bun. Anyway, so yeah, so that is out of the East. And like I said, the East definitely has, I think, a lot more all-star caliber of players. Not to say that the West doesn't. I believe that what I read to you from the West is pretty much though all-stars. Like, these guys are it. They're solid. You know, they have a buzz about them. They help their teams out. So the West, I'm not too disappointed in. There was no one on here that I felt like was a snub. The only person I could really think about coming out of the West, which was interesting, and they haven't been, and their productivity has gone down, which is Dwight Howard. Like, Dwight Howard to me is also a staple name that you hear in the All-Stars. So it was quite interesting. I know that he's injured right now, so he's dealing with that. But nonetheless, to see that, wow, Dwight Howard didn't get the votes to make the All-Star team, even if he couldn't play. So Dwight Howard was really the only player, to not really make the All-Star. Other than that, I feel like the West is a solid team. It looks like there's going to be it's going to be a really good game. It's going to be a really interesting game. It's always fun. It's exhibition, so no one, so that no one is like hurt or seriously injured or anything like that. They say that the team that wins All-Star game, the winner will come from that conference. So if the Eastern Conference wins the All-Star game, then a team from the Eastern Conference will win. If a team from the Western Conference wins the All-Star game, then a team from the Western Conference will win. We don't know. The action all takes place next weekend, Valentine's Day weekend. So if you have a boo, hopefully you guys will do something nice and special. And then on Sunday, you can just watch the game. I'll be watching the game, and I'll be definitely sharing with you the result of the game, the highlights of the entire weekend. It's a lot of fun. There's people, we have people on site in New York City, so I'll definitely be bringing you their firsthand experience from the Ziggy Zone. And so we want to wish you a very good week, and happy Valentine's Day.